Once the class is loaded, we can access the discussion boards through the course interaction link on the left-hand side. If we look here, the third one down says discussion boards. Let's click on that. The link takes us to the discussion boards for this class. Now, discussion boards are organized by topic. Your teacher may have one or more topics selected for your discussion board. The topics might be organized by something specific your teacher wants you to talk about, or they might be organized chronologically, or they might be organized by what's on topic for the class and a random off-topic discussion board. Your teacher has the freedom to organize the discussion boards in the way that makes the most sense for your class. Now, the description for each discussion board lets you know what's going on in that discussion forum. In the case of the example discussion forum here, the description tells us this discussion forum discusses all things needing discussing. We can see here that there are 4 posts, and since I have accessed this discussion board before, there are 0 unread posts, and there are also 0 replies to me. However, if there's a new post in this discussion board, I will see a number greater than 0 here. And if someone has said something very specific to me, I will see a number greater than 0 here. Now, let's enter the discussion board by clicking on Example Discussion Forum. Once we're in the forum, we will see that the discussion forum is organized by threads. Threads are very specific topical discussions that either our teacher, or if our teacher has given us permissions, we as students can create. Let's click on Discussion Thread 1 to see what's going on here. In Discussion Thread 1, we see discussion goes on here. We can also see that there have been replies beneath this. This discussion is fascinating. A reply to that comment. This is fascinating. Now, of course, these comments are a little farcical, and they're meant to be a little funny. But when you go on your discussion board, you want to make sure that your comment helps advance the discussion that's going on. Let's say we want to reply to the main thread. We can click the reply button right here. Up comes our composer box. Let's take this discussion to the next level, shall we? What is the best movie you have seen recently? Once we've written our comment, we can come down here, and we can either save it as a draft if we'd like to come back and view it later, or we can hit submit to post it. Let's hit submit. There it is. I've created a new thread in this discussion topic replying to the original comment. But let's say I want to reply to the sub-comment. I can do that by clicking the reply here, and it will reply just to this comment. Once the editor is loading, I will write my reply. This is a reply. And now I'll hit submit. There it is. There's a reply. Now the interesting thing is, I could have replied to this comment right here. Replies are hierarchical. So as you make a reply, you'll see the reply shift over to the right to show you what comment it's replying to. You also have the option, if your instructor has enabled it, to email the author directly. Very interesting. But let's say I'd like to actually create a thread. How do I do that? Well, let's go back to the main level of our discussion board. And once we're there, let's enter our example discussion forum again. Here we see we have the option to create a thread. So let's create that thread now. We'll get a composer box. We need to give this thread a subject. This is a new thread. And now we can put what we'd like this thread to be about. Here we should talk about how awesome this class is. Once I've finished composing, I can hit submit. And look at that. This is a new thread. And now if I click on it, I will see that a new thread has started. I can reply to my own comment, or I can sit here and wait for someone to reply and write in my thread.